Okay, let's learn how to draw this isometric solid now. So, drawing isometric, we have to use our longest set square, that's a 30-degree set square, with our ruler and our pencil. So now this is our paper. So to draw this solid, we first of all need to take total length, total breadth, and total height. Now from the solid we were given, that's the likes of the group A, we can see that in this solid we have a 120 length, 55 in breadth, and 70 in height. In the dimension, total length there is given to be 120, total breadth there is given to be 55, and then you have the total height to be 70. Now we know the three parameters. We can now proceed to draw our isometric block. So first thing you need to do, placing your ruler on your paper like this, you then need to add the long set square. You can see the long set square, always make sure it's a long one. So add the long set square, placing your ruler this way, then get a slant line. Use your pencil, trace the line for using this edge of your set square. Then kindly flip it the other way, rotate it this way like this. Then push it back to where your what's it called now? Push it back to where your line started from a bit. So just measure it from there and then draw another let me say inclined line. Now that line will come and meet this one at 30 degrees. So both of them, you have that V-shaped kind of appearance on your paper. You can see this way and this way. Okay, now that we have the V shape, we should recall that one side is 12 centimeters, so that side is going to have to be long, and it's this side. So when we are drawing our line, make sure it's very long, so that you can span up to 12 centimeters. Now, having done that, first of all, push your set square away, then take your measurements. Okay. Now one side says 5.5. So from the center, now when I say the center is a point where these two lines meet, is a point. That's what we call the center. Now from the center there, take your 5.5 measurement reading this way. From here to here, from center to this place around here, 5.5. You mark it out. Repeat the same thing for the other side. Turn your ruler the other way. Now from this center point to somewhere on this side, you have a 12 centimeters. So that's what we're going to mark out now. We'll mark out our 12 centimeters, and we have this. Okay, now our points are ready to go. Next we are going to do is, with our ruler, we place our ruler back on the paper like this, straight. Then calibrate your set square. Calibrate your set square with the line. Make sure the set square and the line are both in the same direction. Then turn your set square and make it straight at 90 degrees. Push it to the center point first to get a straight line like this. Repeat the same thing too for the other point you measured earlier, like this. This is the second point, and then lastly, the third point is the other one here. Get a straight line like this, and you're almost done with the block. Right, now that we have our height, the next thing we have to do is to go and measure 7 on the straight lines. So you place your ruler at the center point. That's where you're going to mark out your 7 first. Place your ruler at the center point, then look for 7 on the straight line there, and you have 7 here. Okay, repeat it too for the other lines that you can see on this axis. You have 7 as well in all of them. I think we have a 7 here. Then on this side we also have 7 on this line here. We have 7. This is it. So with your ruler, you can now join all 3 points together. This point, this point, and this point. So joining that all together, we have this line here, like this. And you have another line too, coming from here to this side, like this. You can see we're almost done. We're almost getting the block. So next thing we are going to do is, then we're going to have to transfer lines. Now let's learn how to transfer lines. If we place our set square and our ruler on a straight line, just simply push your set square, make sure it's the same as this line that you just drew here. You say maybe this line that you just drew here, just make sure it's the same. Then after knowing that it's the same, just push the set square forward like this. You push it forward to this point here, this point here. This is where you're pushing the set square to. Let me push it back a bit so you see what I'm saying. Get this line. After that, place your set square, calibrate with this line, then push it to this point here. Okay, and you get another line parallel to the one you just did, like this. This way. There. You can see this is the line. Then repeat the same thing too for this side. From this other way, when you turn your set square, calibrate your set square with this line here. Make sure it's straight. Then push it to meet this other point here, and then get another line that will run from here to the other line you've done before, that you just drew right now. So you have a box like this, and you're almost done. So next thing you have to do is to be sectioning parts of the box to make it look like the shape we have. Now we're done with drawing the entire box. Now let's begin to cut it according to size. First things first, we need to know that there was a 0.9 measurement from the edge around here. So coming to that point, we will place our ruler from that 0 mark, not from the center please, from the edge, the one you've made on the 5.5 line, the point that ends 5.5, just place your ruler there. Then mark out 0.9 from that point somewhere around here. Once you mark out 0.9, you have a point on the base here. Now, this is the point you are going to trace up with your set square perpendicularly. Now, place your ruler straight on the paper like this. Then place your set square, make it perpendicular. Then you are going to transfer the straight line height of 7 centimeters to that new point, which you measure to be what, 0.9 centimeters away rather. So placing it on that new point, we are going to draw a straight line to touch the top of the box. Then bend the set square, it's not over yet. Then slot it up a bit. Then push your set square to calibrate with this line on top, just like the way you did to get the side. Then repeat it too to that new point again. You have this one here, like this. Okay, bingo. There we go. And then we'll draw our line. And this is what we have. You can see that now. Now we're not done yet. The next thing we're going to do is coming to the center point. We have to measure a 3.5 centimeter. Measuring a 3.5 centimeter from this way on the 12 centimeter you've measured, the 12 centimeter line you measured here, you've come to that same point, measure 3.5 on the same line again. Now, once you measure 3.5 on the same line, just take your set square, place your ruler straight, calibrate your set square with this baseline here at 30 degrees, then slot it to this point on the base here. Just to this point on the base. Then when you do that, you will get another line running like this towards inside this way. But we're not done. Flip the set square the other way with the same calibration. Push it back to the point here, and then you will get another line coming from this 3.5 you measured before. The point from 3.5 you measured, you get a line coming from that point. Now the line will come and intersect with this one that you just drew. So this is a point here. Where they intersect is a point. So with your eraser, you clean off the excess line here, so that you get the given requirement now. And then this 3.5 you've measured here, like there's this space here, you clean it off too. Clean it off. This is the point you need. So any line coming out from that point this way, not this way, this one, clean it off. That's a 3.5 space. And then you see from this point to this point too, clean it off. You don't need those lines anymore. Okay, we've gotten what we need. You see, we've cleaned. You see now, there's something that used to look like a box before. Now we've already cut out one section of it away. Okay, so this is how we are going to continue doing it until we get the entire solid. Okay, the next thing that we're going to do is on this straight line that we've done here, we want to recreate another perpendicular line. We created another perpendicular line. We have to push our set square, to this point of intersection now, and then we'll get a perpendicular line. running from that point towards the top, not this line anymore because it's not needed, towards the top here. This is what we're going to have. See it. Now, we don't need this line any longer. See it. We don't need this line any longer. So we are going to use our eraser and then we'll do justice to it. Just clean it off since it's no longer needed. Like this. You can see that now. So hence we've gotten this, and this. So if you want, you can thicken it out from that point. If you reach that point, just thicken it out. That's if you've reached that point. Just thicken this line, 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 and that, and you're done. After joining, you just have to thicken the points like this, thicken it this way. Also thicken this part as well, where it meets the point and then back to the base. You're taking those two parts. Okay, so this is what you have. First of all, I need to clean this line. It's not touching very well. Let me do it again. This is better. Now you've gotten this. So the next thing you need to do is you need to thicken this part too. This part here, this 5 you measured when you've drawn that line, the slant line already. You thicken this part so you don't get confused. Apply pressure on your pencil. Get that side. Repeat the same thing for the top. Apply pressure on your pencil. You will get the side. Then lastly, join the two thick lines together with a straight thick one, and then clean any other excess straight lines coming out from it like this, so you don't need those lines anymore. Then from there you clean this other one. You don't need that other line anymore. Now you can see how something that looked like a block is now looking more like our drawing. Okay, then next we're going to have to do, you clean off any other line coming out from this side, you don't need it. And then lastly, the straight one coming out from here, you don't need it. There's probably a bit of the one coming out from this edge, you don't need it anymore. So these are efficient. You can draw your isometric block without errors and loopholes. Okay, and look at the drawing. We're almost done. So first thing we need to do is place your ruler on the board like this, so we can get this side. We need a straight line, straight vertical line. So we need to take from one of the straight vertical lines we can see here with our set square. So calibrating the set square with this line, and then push it. I'm going to push it to this point right here. Now pushing it to that point, I'm going to have a straight line coming down like this. So that's how it's going to be. Straight line is going to come down that way. So for the other side, for this one, there's an inner line coming this way. So just simply repeat the same pattern there. Calibrate with this. Okay, put it on this point. Get a straight line coming down like this. Then turn your set square, put it this other way. Get a straight line too. Bend it, a slant line going all the way in. Now this is what you would have. So in some cases, there are some that you will draw the straight line, everything will touch and then curve inside, while there are some that your line will still have to come out from the surface. Well, depending, all is correct. It's just that I don't think, probably maybe my measurement is not accurate, but if yours comes out, even if it's a bit and then joins with this, no problem, leave it like that. If this one comes and joins and you still see another space for a tiny line inside, still leave it like that. Okay, but this is what you get when you draw your solid. So next thing you're gonna have to do is you thicken the lines inside like this. Make sure it's visible. Then this one too. I'm gonna go this way. Then this will touch it. Okay, now this is what we have. So now to get our circle. Now I believe in the radius, the length from one part to this side for our circle was given to be 1.8. I think 1.8. Oh, sorry, I think it should be the width. Then from here to here is 4. Now on this height, since it's 7 that you measure that height, first of all you need to take away 4. So once you take away 4, you'd have a point here. You have a point here, and then from that point is your half line for your circle. All right, placing it there like this, slot your set square to that point to get to the half line for your circle for both sides. Now the next thing you're going to do is to measure a 1.8 from the point you just drew a line from. 1.8. So if you measure 1.8, you have your center point. 1.8. So this is 1.8. Now this is our center point, but that does not mean the radius of our circle is 1.8. Now the radius of our circle is not 1.8. Look at your dimension where they will tell you the diameter of the circle is 15. So that means when you divide 15 by 2, that will be 7.5. So your radius of a circle is 7.5 millimeter or 0.75 centimeters. Please don't make that mistake. Okay. So using 0.75, approximate that 0.8. So on both sides we are taking a 0.8 in length. Take 0.8 from one side to one side. Take 0.8 to the other side. Then repeat for all the 4 sides. Now, since this is my center point, I'll just produce a perpendicular line on the center here, like this. Then I measure 0.8 on the top, 0.8 on the down. I'll get my iso square for my isometric circle. Then repeat the same thing too on the other side, and then follow the pattern of isometric circle to get your circle. So let's measure 0.82 on the top. 0.8 on the top now. So this is 0.8 here and 1.6. This is 1.6. Okay, 0.8. 0.8 from here to here, 1.6 from here, 0.8 from here to here. Altogether, the line is what? 1.6. Okay. Although I know they actually is a 1.5, but you can't take 0.75, so you just have to approximate. It's still going to be the same thing. Although the man is not bothered by checking the measurements or the size, just set your priority straight, approximate. If it's 0.7, you use no problem. If it's 0.8, you use no problem. Then get your iso square. Now to get the iso square, it's just place your set square with this line, calibrate with this line, then slide it to the first point. Get a parallel line, a line parallel to this one. Repeat the same thing too for the top. You also get another line parallel to it. Then make your set square straight, perpendicular like this. So you get vertical lines that's going to cut to it like a what? It cuts it like a square. This way. And then this is what you have. Then apply the fish method principle I taught you. The longest diagonal is going to be this way. Then the too short diagonal is going to be this way. Like this. Then another one coming from here to here. Then using your compass, place at this place, get a curve coming like this. Place it here, get a curve coming like this. Then place it at the center. Not this point too. This is the center point. The center is the place where the short diagonal and the long diagonals meet. That's the point. Get this side. Put it here too. Get this side. And you are good to go. So when you place your compass here, you will get a curve coming like this to touch this one. If you place the compass here, you will get a curve coming here to touch this one like this. And if you place the compass here, you get a curve coming to, bend to meet with this one here. And when you place it here, you get a curve coming like this to touch this one here. Like this. So these are the isometric circles should look like when you construct. Okay? You can see how I told you to draw the circle. So I said, let me give you a 2x zoom of the image. So I said now when drawing the circle, you have to first get that iso square. So place your compass here, extend to this point, get a curve touch in here, then put it here, the compass pin, place it here. It's like you're saying wedges and opposite. You see, when you place it here, you get the curve that comes here like this. Place it here, get another curve that comes here like this. Then to get this other two that is here, just place your compass at the center of where this short diagonal and long diagonal meet. That's the point, not this place, please. This point here, you will get a curve that touches this. Where the two lines meet, this one too and this one. This is it here, not the center. Center is not, nothing has to do with the center for you for that place. Just put it here, get another curve this way, and you're good to go. Now if you want to get the other one for the side, just transfer lines, project these lines, make sure it's straight. Every possible line that they just project faintly across the drawing. It's not by force, it has to be visible, so your drawing will not look rough. So just project the lines faintly. Then once you're going to project the lines finish, you measure your 1.8 distance from there to there. Wherever you get it to as, put it, that's where your center starts from. Then from that center point, measure a 0.8 on this axis. So to now get the curve, what you need to do is, when you measure a 0.8 from this axis, get the points there. That means this is a space, it doesn't concern you. 0.8 is around here. So once you've measured that as your center point, just draw 0.8, a straight line coming to meet it like this, like a straight vertical line this way. Then measure from the point 0.8 up, 0.8 down. Now these lines, you don't even need to measure. These lines you've just projected would have helped you. So just draw a vertical line to connect the two like that, plus the center line. Then from there, from when you measure your 1.8, where you get to the center, just measure 0.8 this way. Then just simply project a short diagonal from there to that center point. From that center point, project a short diagonal from the baseline towards this up point here. You will get a curve that is supposed to be where you place your compass to get this curve. Now, to get this one at the base that look very, very small, just from that point of interference, measure a 1.6 backward. Where the point is, place your compass there. From there, extend it to the point on this half line. Get another one that will curve this way. That's how it is. And you're good to go.